All right, how we doing on Monday? Right, it's Monday, so probably about like you'd expect, huh? Mondays are never fun. So tonight we're going to try to make them a little more fun. We've got two breaks tonight. It is Trinity Baseball and Elements Football. It may not necessarily be in that order because we're setting on some unpaid Trinity Baseball, but I'll double check it after we go over our starting information. And if that stuff is still setting unpaid at that point in time, then we'll probably just do Elements Football first and shuffle Trinity back to second, but we'll figure that out here in a few minutes. Before we do that, though, a little bit of information to go over. So, first things first, feedback. I get asked this question an awful lot, so that's why it's incorporated here into our break information. My feedback is set to be completely automated on eBay. What that means to you is anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will instantly get positive feedback in return. I know, it's like magic. And of course, the second thing there is simply to say thank you. Always appreciate everyone who's hanging out, bidding, chatting, breaking with me, keeping me company, and all such as that. We are looking right now at what's coming up in the days ahead. So tomorrow night, Tuesday night, we're going to open another case of Optic Baseball. On Wednesday, we're going to start at 9:15 Eastern instead of straight up 9 Eastern, and we will open a half case of Immaculate Baseball and a full 12-box inner case of Certified Football. Both of those are new releases for Wednesday. On Thursday, we're going to open a half case of Allen and Ginter Baseball. That will be the start of a new case. On Friday, a case of Archive Signature Series Active Player Edition, as well as Elements Football and Encased Basketball. Encased Basketball, of course, will be a new release for Friday. Saturday, we'll open the back half of Immaculate Baseball that we start on Wednesday. We'll finish on Saturday, and we'll do another 12-box inner case of Certified Football on Saturday night as well. For tonight, both of our breaks are paid shipping breaks tonight. That is Trinity Baseball and Elements Football. I am anticipating that those are going to get out the door to you probably Thursday. If it's possible to get it out sooner than that, I will happily do so. And if something kind of goes off the rails with my week, it could always slide to Friday. That's why it says plus or minus a day there, but my best estimate right now is Thursday. If you get skunked in either one of these breaks tonight, you are still going to get a package in the mail with the consolation card or cards in it. So anytime it is a paid shipping break, if you hit a card, obviously you're going to get whatever you hit. If you don't hit something, you are still going to get cards in the mail, okay? So everybody's going to get something on a paid shipping break. Now, let me bring you back here for a minute. Let's check the payment status here on our Trinity Baseball stuff. And if I'm still setting on some unpaid teams there, we're going to go ahead and go with Elements Football first, which it looks like I am. I've got the same person with a few, of course, expensive teams, because they're always the expensive teams, right? that they have not paid. So we're going to go ahead and go to Elements first because it is all paid up. And then we'll check in again after that to see if that person has come back and paid for Trinity. And if they still haven't paid, then we'll be offering some teams up to you guys in chat. But we're going to go ahead and roll with Elements right now. So it is a 12-box case of 2019 Elements Football. This is a full case break. It is break number 2. This product just came out a few days ago. And, of course, everything that we're opening tonight ended tonight on eBay Monday night, the 22nd of July. We've got team names on the left, eBay user IDs across from each team on the right-hand side for our hopefully lucky winning bidders tonight, right? We're going to assume everybody's going to have some luck. We're going to try hard to make that happen. And once again, if you are waiting on Trinity Baseball, we have shuffled it back to the second spot tonight because we have somebody who didn't pay for their team. So we're going to give them a little extra time. It doesn't take a terribly long time to go through Elements Football, so don't wander too far off. I'm trying right now, although I didn't quite get it there, to set this focused manually. That is why your background went out of focus a little bit, but don't let that concern you. We are still going to be able to see everything we need to see all up nice and close. Let's just get these out of here. While I'm doing that, let's see if I can multitask successfully. Fred's here. Hi, Fred. Marty's here. Hi, Marty. Travis wants to know if the skunk clause is still in effect. I'm assuming that is what you mean when I was talking about, like, if you don't get anything in a paid shipping break, that you're still going to get consolation cards. Yes, if that's what you meant, yes, sir, you are covered. If you meant something different than that, Travis, you got to help my poor old brain out and let me know, but I think that's probably what you were asking me about. Now, this is 1 pack per box. So the way I prefer to do these kinds of things that are 1 pack per box is I like, what in the heck? I like to just get all of the, sounds like cops outside, doesn't it? All the packs out first, and then once we get all of them extracted, we will go about the business of finding out what's in them. Jason, you said if the Royals go unpaid, you'll take them. I don't think the Royals was one of the teams. But again, we're going to wait and see if that payment comes in or not. It was the Angels and somebody. I don't remember the other team. But of course, they were both relatively expensive teams in the grand scheme of things. Jeff, the Trinity break will be second behind Elements tonight because we have somebody who didn't pay for their teams in Trinity, and all of Elements is paid. So we'll see if that person pays for their teams. If they're paid by the time we finish Elements, then we'll roll right on with Trinity. If they're still sitting unpaid at that point, then we'll offer them up in chat. Yeah, so that is the deal, guys. Usually I don't like to move things out of order, but I also don't want to struggle through trying to sell some more unpaid teams in chat if we can avoid it. Not that it's a struggle, it's just that because you guys are always great about helping out and picking up this stuff that gets left out there floating. But it just, it kind of slows things down. It messes with the rhythm of our breaks and kind of leads us to have delays and things. So I just thought, you know what? Let's mix it up tonight. Do Elements, and maybe our unpaid person will get it paid by the time we finish Elements. Stang Lover, you must have the Royals then. He says, I'm 100% sure the Royals are paid, so that must be you. Yeah, it's the same bidder that has the unpaid teams in there. The only one I remember is the Angels, but there is another team or two on that same invoice for that same person. But we'll check it out after we roll through Elements here. So, of course, if you haven't opened this before, it's a really cool little product. And we're going to be looking for 2 autograph and 1 memorabilia card per box. We also get metal cards, sometimes signed, sometimes not. But those are pretty cool in here. They've done a little better job, I think, with the base cards this year than they did last year, which was its first year in existence. And everything about this product looks a little better this year, even, than it did last year. And I was a fan of it last year. So I'm just getting us a few sleeves here out on the table. Once I get my little sitch set up, then we're going to see what we can find in here. Oh, Marty, I'll have to check. When we finish up Elements, I will pull it up and tell you exactly which teams and exactly how much they were. Combined, what he had was over $200. But I don't really remember the entire specifics. I think one of the teams was the Angels. I don't really remember the other one. And I don't remember the specific amount for each one off the top of my head. But we will for sure take a look at it as soon as we finish up Elements. If it's unpaid, we'll be offering it up. Number to 75, there's Ray Lewis for the Ravens. So your metal cards that are unsigned have this nice little plastic protective coating on it. When they're signed, of course, that little plastic protective coating has come off of it. But when they are unsigned, it keeps them all nice and pretty. Pretty, as the church lady might say. Devin Singletary. That is the Buffalo Bills. It is numbered to 99 with a dual relic. Then we have Darius Slayton coming out for the Giants. And what in the world? Okay. I don't know what is going on here. I don't know how this happens, like, all the time. My sleeves somehow get, like, mixed up. They get put in the wrong package or something. And they should all be the same in one stack, and then they're not. Let's try that again. Darius Slayton for the Giants. It is numbered to 199. And guys, these, in general, there's going to be, you can see it on the back here on all these corners. There's some minor issues with edge and corner wear. Often the case with thick cards. We're going to see that kind of throughout tonight. Miles Sanders. This is the Philadelphia Eagles. It is numbered to 150, and that is our first signed metal card of the night, headed to the Eagles. Oh, Marty, it's your kid's bedtime. Yeah, man. Sorry, I'm just giving that other person a little bit of extra time to pay. So, yeah, man, I mean, I appreciate you very much, but I am going to try to give them at least until we finish this break. Tom Brady, this is numbered to 25. So we got the gold, I started saying orange, the gold variation metal plate for the Patriots. Clearly, my multitasking skills are off tonight, aren't they? There's Will Greer for the Panthers, and that is numbered to 149. Next up, the Seahawks with Gary Jennings Jr., numbered to 199. And we've got ourselves a low-numbered signed printing plate for the Packers, Andre Rison, to, what does that say, 50. All right, so Packers with a nice low-numbered metal signed plate. Glenn, you need some love for the Niners. All right, well, we'll try to make that work out for you, and I got to try to see if we can get finished before Marty's kids have to go to bed so he can watch his break too. I'm sorry about that, Marty. I hope we can get to it before you have to, so you can see your cards before you have to get the kids in bed. AJ Green to 75. That is for the Bengals. Stang Lover, you need some Cowboys. All right. Duly noted. Well, you know what? This is just like whoever picked up my stuff off this table the other day. See, I'm going to have to stop. I'm going to have to start paying attention to that, aren't I? Because somebody keeps mixing up all my stuff. And then all one kind of sleeve are supposed to be together, and they're not. Hakeem Butler for the Arizona Cardinals to 99. Sad truth is I probably did it myself and messed it up myself. That's most likely what happened. Devin Singletary for the Buffalo Bills. That is numbered to 50. We have a little metal love for the Steelers with a player you don't see very often. And that is Alejandro Villanueva to 149 for my Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, for the Buffalo Bills, who we seem to be saying a lot tonight, it is Devin Singletary to 25, metal plate. DK Metcalf and the Seahawks with our relic, and two-color relic, numbered to 99. Steelers are having kind of a nice little break so far. This is TJ Watt. And TJ is numbered to 10. Very nicely done, Pittsburgh. But here comes something interesting. For the Browns, Joe Thomas. There's another one you don't see very often. That is numbered to 50 for Joe Thomas. He's retired now, isn't he? I think he is. All right, we have for the Cardinals, David Johnson. And this plate is numbered to 75. Here come the Raiders, Hunter Renfrow. And Hunter is numbered to 149. The Bengals, Justice Hill. We definitely have a bad lower left. Can you see that? All that like white and stuff right there? Yeah, some major chipping down there on that lower left. More so than we've seen on the others. Numbered to 75. Our signed printing plate tonight. Oh, it's Harry. This is one of my really good friends. This is her cousin, Harrison Smith, for the Vikings. Numbered to 99. Yay. Yay, Vikings. So it's kind of nice to see some guys in this set that you don't get in every other set out there, you know? It's kind of cool, I think. Andy Isabella to 150. Signed, sealed, and delivered for the Arizona Cardinals. Alexander Madison to 99. Vikings with another one. Next up is Easton Stick to 49. We definitely have a bad lower right corner. You could see that from the front on the dual relic here for the Chargers. And then, yuck, bad on the back too. So, yeah, definitely some of these, most of them with some imperfections. Some of them more so than others. Josh Jacobs to 25. Oakland Raiders. Alejandro Villanueva on another metal plate. This one is numbered to 75, but it isn't signed. A.J. Brown and the Tennessee Titans have our relic tonight. And the Titans are numbered to 149. Here come the Broncos. It's Drew Lock. And Drew is numbered to 50. So a nice little hit for the Broncos. And our signed printing plate is Corey Davis. How about that? For the Tennessee Titans. And Corey is numbered to 35. See that little white? Oh, I guess that's part of the design. I don't know. Oh, there was something on the card or on the metal. It looked like it was, but it wasn't. It was not. This is a really thick pack. It feels thicker than our other packs have. I don't know really why it does, but it does. A little Drew Brees coming out for the Saints, numbered to 75. Behind that for the Bears, you have Riley Ridley. And Riley, dual relics, numbered to 99. Vikings again, Irv Smith Jr. Definitely you can notice on the lower left in particular, there's some wear down there, more noticeable maybe than on the other corners. Oh, isn't that handsome? It is numbered to 15. The only thing I wish is that it were a little bit better centered, the signature, I mean, like it's a little high up on the card. But as a whole, that's still a really nice looking card for the Vikings. And look what we have here. Looky, look. It is Jarrett Stidham, numbered to 25 for the Patriots with the white ink signature. Yeah, I like those. Those are some of my favorites. And another Harrison Smith printing plate. This one to 75, not printing plate, just metal plate, or metal card. And it is not numbered. We have got two different teams on this one. We've got the Rams and the Seahawks both on this one. Opposing elements, numbered to 50. It's going to have to set up here in housekeeping. We'll use random.org to award it, unless the same person happens to own both teams. Easton Stick, Chargers, numbered to 199. And our metal plate heads to the Cincinnati Bengals. And that is Tyler Boyd to 149. Irv Smith Jr., metal. For the Vikings, it is numbered to 50. The Ravens, Miles Boykin. Miles is numbered to 149. Here come the boys. Cowboys have a little love for Tony Pollard, and that is numbered to 99. And our metal plate, oh, kids, oh, that is nice. This is numbered to 5, and it is a little hard signed Jared Goff for the Rams. How about that? We've got the Rams tonight. That's worth the price of admission, right? So we've got 2 boxes left, represented, of course, by the 2 packs, given that it is 1 pack per box in this product. And Deebo Samuel, numbered to 25, coming out for the Niners. David Montgomery for the Bears. And David here with his relic, numbered to 149. Here's Ryan Finley out for the Bengals. Lower right in particular, I notice. It is numbered to 50, straight 50. And our metal plate heads to the Redskins. Terry McLaurin, numbered to 99. Now we are on our last pack, which represents our last box. So that definitely means we're in last box mojo time. And that just simply means we're going to collectively work together here to try to create some awesome mojo and pull something humongously fabulous out of here. That's what we're going to hope for. This is Josh Jacobs for the Raiders. And what was it, number 275? Deontay Johnson comes out for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Deontay Johnson is numbered to 149. The Steelers just kind of own this box, don't they? Bad lower left corner there in particular. That is Benny Snell Jr. for the Steelers. It is numbered 250. And last out, man, the Vikings had a break, didn't they? This is Alexander Madison. It is numbered to 150 for Minnesota. Now, before we recap, we do have this that we need to work on. We've got the Rams on one side, the Seahawks on the other. So here's how this works. It's going to, we're going to go to the spreadsheet, and if the same person doesn't own both teams, then we'll use random.org to award that card. If we go to random, I'm going to type in the Rams first because they're on the left-hand side of the card, the Seahawks second. We will do random 3 different times, and of course the first 2 times will not count. It'll be only the third and final time that will determine where that card goes. But first things first, let's see who owns what. The Rams, that is Shampoo 1286, and our Seahawks, that is a Guggenmos. Something probably not even pronounced remotely like that, but nonetheless, it is 2 different team owners. So let me get random.org up here, and we'll see what we need to do to find this little card a home. And guys, let me just, I tell you what, well, I'll check it after we do this. Let's get our random done first. But I do think we're still going to have those teams available in, coming up next, Trinity. All right, so we're going Rams because they are on the left-hand side of the card. Seahawks because they are on the right-hand side. I'm going to randomize 3 times. Once again, the first 2 do not count. It is only the third and final that makes the decision, okay? So you can ignore the first one, ignore the second one. Here comes our third and final. There's 3 times, our date and time stamp. That one ends up going to the Seahawks, which the Rams probably are thinking, well, maybe that's okay since you got the Jared Goff to 5, right? They'll let the Seahawks take something home. So, of course, I wrote on the sleeve, not on the card itself. So let's recap this here. These are our metal cards, of course, that are not numbered. They do all have the protective coating on them, as you see the big sticker there telling you, but that's one of the reasons they look a little more dull. Although, honestly, even when, they peel that coating off to sign them, they still aren't. I mean, they're a little more vibrant, but not immensely so. Our hits, once again, please keep in mind all of these thick cards that are not metal do tend to have some edge and corner wear, some worse than others. That is Benny Snell Jr. for the Steelers, Ryan Finley and the Bengals. For the Bears, it's David Montgomery. Next up, the Ravens is Miles Boykin. We have a metal Tyler Boyd for the Bengals. Easton Stick for the Chargers. A nice metal Jarrett Stidham with the white ink, numbered to 25 for the Patriots. For the Vikings, very nice, numbered to 10, Irv Smith Jr. The Bears and Riley Ridley. The Titans with Corey Davis on a metal. Drew Lock, Broncos. The Titans for A.J. Brown. Easton Stick for the Chargers. Alexander Madison, Vikings. A metal Andy Isabella for the Arizona Cardinals. Harrison Smith for the Vikings on a metal card. Joe Thomas for the Browns on a metal card. And then the Steelers had this nice hit as well. This is T.J. Watt, and that was numbered to 10 for the Steelers. Then we have this, which went to the Seahawks by way of random.org. A metal Alexander Madison for the Vikings. The Steelers with Deontay Johnson. Metal for the Redskins, Terry McLaurin. Here's the nice metal Jared Goff, numbered to 5 for the Rams. Tony Pollard and the Cowboys, Justice Hill and the Ravens. The Raiders with Hunter Renfrow. The Seahawks, DK Metcalf. Alejandro Villanueva for the Steelers. For the Bills, it is Devin Singletary. The Cardinals and Hakeem Butler. There's Andre Rison for the Packers, metal to 50. Gary Jennings Jr., the Seahawks. I forgot we hit that. Will Greer for the Panthers. Excuse me. Miles Sanders, the Eagles. Darius Slayton for the Giants. And a Devin Singletary for the Buffalo Bills. All right, guys and gals, that has got us finished up there with elements. So let's see where we are on other things here. Oh, Gina, you didn't get any Colts cards. Dang it, I am sorry. Yeah, sometimes they don't all come out of products that don't have tons of cards in them. But the good news is you are still going to get a package in the mail with cards, and sometimes people will have a little better luck with that. All right, so it looks like we do still have some unpaid teams here waiting for us in Trinity Baseball. So let's figure out if somebody wants to give them a home. One of the teams is the Angels, and it sold for $113.50 on eBay. And the other one, hang on a minute. I'm trying to get to it. The other one is the Nationals, and the Nationals sold for $90 and some change. So those are the two teams that are available, the Angels and the Nationals. So, of course, preference is going to go to somebody who wants them both. If nobody wants them both, we will split them up. But I do need to find a home for the Angels and the Nationals in this break. Meanwhile, let me get the spreadsheet updated to reflect the fact that these are unpaid, and then we can go over that information while we're waiting to see if anybody feels inclined to pick these up. So give me just a second here to get that done. I know it's always the high dollar teams, isn't it, that people buy and then don't pay for? Like, yeah, why don't they ever buy and not pay for the low dollar teams? It would make life much easier. But no, I always want to get those high dollar teams. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of our information while we're working on that. So once again, I am expecting Thursday to be able to get what we're opening tonight out the door and on the way to you. If I can get it out to you faster than Thursday, I will be happy to do so. And if something goes kind of unexpected with the week, it could always go a day later. But right now, my best estimate is Thursday. If you got skunked in the last break, or if you get skunked in the break that is around the corner here, you are still going to get a package in the mail. It will have consolation card or cards in it. And you know what? Sometimes people have good luck with that. So don't totally give up if you don't hit anything. You always have a shot there. So we are going into a 12-box case of Trinity Baseball. And of course, this also ended tonight on eBay, Monday night, the 22nd of July. And this, of course, once again, is a 12-box case in break number 3. Team names are on the left-hand side. Our winning bidders across from each team on the right-hand side. We are trying to find a home here for the Angels and the Nationals, both of which are unpaid. The Nationals sold for $90 and some change. The Angels sold for $113 and some change. So once again, preference would go to somebody who might buy them both. And if nobody wants them both, then we can parcel them out. But because they do both belong to the same bidder, it is kind of an all or nothing sort of thing. So I do need to find a home for both teams if we end up going that route. So it looks like Wicker Cat is interested in the Nationals. And Marty, you're interested in that. Joe was interested and you outbid Joe, it looks like. So Marty's going for the Angels there at 103. And Wicker Cat's in for the Nats at 80. So is there anybody else that wants in on that? Joe, you're going to go 110 for the Angels. Okay. So right now, guys, if anybody else wants in, now's the time to let us know. Marty, you're going 112.50. All right, man. All right. So right now we're with Marty at 112.50. And yeah, so Marty, if we'll see if Joe is countering you or if we're just rolling with that. And then it looks like, oh, and Joe, we are opening a whole case, 12 boxes. I see you asked that in chat, and I just now saw that. I apologize. And Wicker Cat, you are still at 80 for the Nats. You still have the Nats right now. All right, so Marty, you're conceding it to Joe at $113. Okay, all right. Joe, they're going to be yours then. And Marty, thank you for that. I appreciate you very much being willing to jump in there too. And Wicker Cat, the Nats at 80 are yours. So Wicker Cat and Joe, I am typing into chat right now the email address that you can use for sending the PayPal payment. Now, guys, I don't use that for correspondence. I never, ever check it, okay? So just be aware of that. I use it for PayPal and other stuff that's been set up for a zillion years that I'm too lazy to change it off of, but I don't use it for correspondence. So please just be aware of that. Meanwhile, I've got to do a little cleanup over here on eBay, get this canceled out from the person who did not pay it. I'll get our spreadsheet updated. While you guys are taking care of PayPal, I'll be working on this and we'll be ready to be underway here shortly. All right, so, all right, that much is done. And I need to change up our spreadsheet a little bit here. All right, make sure I get this in here correctly so that we all know what's what. All right, there we go. Now I think I've got our spreadsheet updated, so I'm going to put that up here again so that you can see that that has been updated to reflect our changes. So that's got the Angels on a second chance going here to Joe, and then Wicker Cat has picked up the Nationals on second chance. And thank you each for that. And once again, Marty, thank you too for your willingness to jump in there and help out. I always appreciate you guys picking up the slack here. All right, and when you guys give me the heads up that you are good to go, and meanwhile, while we're waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and start getting the plastic off of these boxes. It takes a while. I like to get the plastic off and the seals cut and all that sort of stuff. So, Trinity Baseball, the players in here are in all kinds of different uniforms. They may be in all-star, collegiate, minor league. It can be any kind of different uniform, but guess what? The uniforms are not the deciding factor. You know, they never have been, but sometimes people get the idea that they are, but they are not. So these guys will go to their current teams. So all players that we pull out of here go to their current teams. I think that was, I think I made sure to state that in the description as well. We had somebody in the last break who was of the opinion that he should get cards from a player that hadn't, you know, been on his team since last year. But sometimes people have different thoughts about things, so I try to make sure and make it all very transparent. Marty, you said the Nats prospect cards could say, "Can't wait to never win a playoff series." That's not nice, man. And by the way, I don't think that's true either. They've got all the pieces. They just have to put them together. They've got a really nice group of young guys out there in the outfield. They've got the pitching, starting pitching anyway. They've got a pretty good handle on. They just, you know, I don't know. They have some bad luck or something, but I feel like the Nats over the course of the next few years here are really going to start turning the corner with some of the young guys they've got. And, I mean, I know it was probably a blow if you're a Nats fan to lose Bryce Harper, but I don't know that that hurt them that much, truthfully. I mean, I guess it did, but really kind of it didn't. Does that make sense? Maybe not really. I don't know. Joe and Wicker Cat, you guys are all squared away. Awesome. Thank you very much, both. I appreciate that. Just got a few more plastic wrap and seals to deal with here, and we'll be underway. Hopefully the mojo will repay each of you for your good deed here. Andrew, you said the times were messed up on eBay. Oh, and it would show there was like 15 seconds left, but then really there wasn't. Oh man, I don't know. I didn't even notice that. I didn't buy anything on there. Actually, I don't think I've bought anything on eBay since the weekend. So I didn't notice that had happened. That does sound frustrating. So it sounds like maybe their situation was a little off kilter tonight. You know what, though? I will always say this. Try using, I know they charge for it now, and they didn't always. Well, they do and they don't. But auctionsniper.com, it's usually pretty well in sync with what's going on with eBay, and I find it to be pretty handy a lot of times. Oh, you guys said you couldn't snipe anything either earlier. Oh, dang, man. Well, I don't know what's going on with it then. I'm sorry. All right, we are starting out with a redemption for Ryan Weathers. And Mr. Ryan Weathers is a Padre. And we have next up DJ Peters, who is a Dodger. He handily, wrote that in his quote too. We would have known that anyway, but still, always nice to have it written out, right? Connor Scott. Connor is numbered to 25, and Connor is a Marlin. Ooh, Mets. Nice looking relic there for Ronnie Mauricio. I do like that. Stang Lover, you had a listing last night. You had a bid entered higher than the final bid amount, made the bid with 2 minutes to go, and what happened? No sniping? Oh, no. So was Auction Sniper down? Is that what happened? Jonathan India. Hey, hey. Nice relic for my Cincinnati Reds. Juan Soto, speaking of the Nationals. So we're already having a little luck there for Wicker Cat and the Nats with the nice little Juan Soto, paying you back some for being kind to pick those up. When Nico is out for the Cubbies. Mason Denneberg. Mason is also a National, as a matter of fact. So there you go. There's two for the Nationals already. We're only in the second box. Matthew Liberatore with a really nice looking relic that is numbered to 10 for the Tampa Bay Rays. Diamondbacks, Alek Thomas. Oh, you didn't try to snipe it. You're just saying you didn't win it, but it sold for less than you bid. Oh, that's weird. So yeah, it sounds like eBay's totally messed up. Here you go, Marty. Look at that. There's your man, Christian Pache, with a fantastic looking relic. You know, that guy's supposed to be a pretty good little prospect by all accounts. And I used to have something laying up here to use behind this, which I stupidly moved. So we're going to have to use this little piece of foamy, cardboardy stuff instead. But anyway, it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso, for the Mets with one of our clear cards. Obviously, I'm putting the little piece of styrofoam behind it just so you can see it a little easier. So the Mets are off to a quite nice start tonight as well. That is our first Pete Alonso that we've seen. And when this is our third case and our first Alonso. Ryan Rollison. And Ryan is numbered to 25. He is a Rocky, I do believe. Next up is Daniel Lynch. And he signed it, of course, with his collegiate information. But Mr. Lynch is a Royal. Travis Swaggerty, numbered to 25 for the Pirates. And there's Chris Bubbick. Chris is also a Kansas City Royal. Brady Singer. It's a Kansas City Royal kind of box, apparently. And Fernando Tatis Jr. Hey, hey, Padres. I like it. Marty, you said the Braves were so freaking expensive that you need a couple of hits. I didn't see what they sold for. I don't usually look at that, honestly, because I've got so much going on between the time the auction's in and the break starts. I don't usually look at it until afterwards, except in the case of like tonight where we had something unpaid and I had to go look at those. Adam Kloffenstein, or Steen, whichever, Toronto Blue Jays. Next up, how about another Luciano? Oh, no, we didn't have another Marco. We had Ronnie Mauricio earlier. This is our first Marco Luciano, sorry. And that is the Giants. And Ronaldo Hernandez. I don't remember Ronaldo Hernandez. Let me look it up. I'm sure I have it written down. Usually if there are ones I know I might forget, I write them down. Ronaldo Hernandez is a Tampa Bay Ray. Simeon Woods Richardson, however, is a Met. And then numbered to 25, a little Will Banfield comes out for the Marlins. And this looks interesting because this is gold when these aren't usually gold. That's because it's a 1 of 1. Hey, hey, hey. Seth Beer for the Astros. And look how much better that shows up. They use purple writing down there most of the time, which you can never see. Gold shows up quite nicely. So Seth Beer, Astros, 1 of 1. Well, Marty, we need to try to find you something big in here tonight then. We need to find you a big booming hit. We'll do our best to come up with something to make it worth your while. There is Noelvi Marte. Noelvi is a Seattle Mariner, I think. Let's double check that. Make sure I'm not telling you wrong. Yeah, Mariners. Behind it is Xavier Edwards on another clear one. And Xavier is a Padre. And then we have Jeremiah Jackson. So we're finally getting involved here a little bit with the Angels to get them rolling, to give a little love back for picking up the Angels. So Jeremiah Jackson, the first one out tonight for the Angels. William Contreras, there's another one for your Braves, Marty. And how about that? You liking that, right? And Griffin Roberts /25 for St. Louis. Vlad Guerrero Jr., that's what the Blue Jays are waiting on. And they are now officially able to kick back and relax and kind of enjoy the rest of the break now that they've seen their Vlad Guerrero Jr. They can kind of exhale. Wicker Cat, you said the Astros were 2 minutes after, and then they sold for $60. They were 2 minutes after the Braves, you mean? Well, Marty, I tell you, there's not as many cards in this one numbered. You're saying a lot of your stuff is not numbered, but really there's a lot of cards in here that aren't numbered, including, honestly, most of our best-looking relics aren't numbered, oddly enough. Jesus Sanchez for the Rays, which is unusual for a Leaf product, but they do this one a little differently. There's Cole Winn, and Cole is a Texas Ranger. Here we have Jackson Kowar /25, and Jackson is another Kansas City Royal. The Indians with Valera. That one is numbered to 5. It is number 5 of 5. Which one are you asking about? Jesus Sanchez? I don't know why his autograph looks like that. Maybe he didn't really, maybe it's just supposed to say Sanchez. I don't know. I don't know. But you also got to remember, they're probably signing about 8 million of these a minute. So they don't always do the best job. Like, for instance, Seth Beer here. Look at his signature. It's terrible. But that is another one for the Astros. And here's another one for you, Marty. You like that? I know you do. That is your man, Ronald Acuna. So you've hit Pache and Acuna and William Contreras, all with very nice relics. All right, who is this? That is Bryce Terang. Bryce is a Brewer. And this little piece of cardboard, styrofoam rather, is coming off everywhere. Jake McCarthy /25 for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Mike Ciani, my Cincinnati Reds. Bo Naylor, nice relic for the Indians. Followed by Josh Stowers /25. Josh is a Yankee. He was, of course, traded back in January, I think it was, to the Yankees. Fernando Tatis Jr., a second Tatis out for the Padres. Yeah, Marty, that's the thing about Trinity Baseball. I look forward to it every year because it has some of the best patches you find anywhere amongst any products. They're always up there with any high-end product you can find. I would stack these relics up against any of them. They do a really nice job with this product every year. Michael Grove is our 1 of 1 printing plate. That's headed to the Dodgers. And a little Nick Schnell. Haven't seen him come out of anything in a while. Tampa Bay Rays. Ronnie Mauricio comes out a second time for the Mets. Next up is Logan Gilbert. And that's a nice looking relic as well, actually. And Logan Gilbert there is a Mariner. O'Neal Cruz, look at that. Pirates to 10. Well, I think he's a pirate. I better double check that. He is a pirate. Okay. That's a nice looking relic, though. Nolan Gorman, making the St. Louis Cardinals happy. I know, Wicker Cat, right? Like I would have thought in any other product, that card is a 1 of 1. And in here, it's to 10. I mean, right? That's what I'm talking about. Such an awesome, awesome product. I love it very much. I look forward to it every year. Grayson Janista is on that card. Grayson, I can never, ever remember. Braves goes to Marty. I should have remembered that. Jordan Adams heads to the Angels. That is numbered to 25. Braxton Ashcraft for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Next up is Andrew Kenzer. And Andrew, or Kisner, I always say his name wrong, but that doesn't shock you guys. He's a St. Louis Cardinal. Look at that relic. Oh, Orioles. Daggone. I love that relic. That is numbered to 10, and that's saying some anniversary of Oriole something. Yeah, you know, whatever. It's really cool to 10 for Caden and Baltimore. Next up is Louis Robert out for the Chicago White Sox. Can't leave the White Sox out of things. That is your 6th Janista and 4 Trinity breaks. Well, suffice it to say he comes out often. But thankfully, so does Acuna, although usually more on the clear than the relic. So you did well with him tonight. Here's another Grayson, but this one is Grayson Rodriguez. That heads to Baltimore. Then we have a little Nick Madrigal. So the White Sox, who had been kind of quiet up to this point, a couple of nice ones coming out there back-to-back almost. Lyon Richardson for the Cincinnati Reds. Here's Cole Roederer for the Cubs. Look at that relic. That is to 25. That's like part of a Cub head. Okay, it just is. It's part of the head of the Cub of the logo. Julio Pablo Martinez to 25, making the Rangers happy. Another Juan Soto, Nationals, Wicker Cat. You're absolutely tearing it up tonight with your National pickup. Did very well with that. Tristan Casas. Tristan is a Red Sox. Matthew Liberatore, which, did we see Matthew earlier too? I can't remember, but he's Tampa Bay Rays. And here's Josh Bro for the Yankees. Followed by a little Taylor Wiedner for the Diamondbacks. Couple of clears coming out here back to back. Jonathan Loaisiga, that is the Yankees. And this one, numbered to 25, is Wander Franco. Hey, Tampa Bay Rays pulling out Wander to 25 in the next to last box. Yeah, we kind of love that. So this is right now headed into last box mojo time. So this is where we're going to hope to find something incredible. Although, frankly, we've already found some really nice stuff. But let's try to find even more. That's my goal. Parker Meadows on what I believe is going to be our last clear autograph. And Parker is a Detroit Tiger. I always have to check him. I have a hard time remembering him. Lucan Baker. Lucan is a St. Louis Cardinal. Next up is Carlos Hernandez. And Carlos is a Kansas City Royal. Followed by Grant Levine. And Grant is a Colorado Rocky. Jamison Hanna to 25 for the Oakland A's. And one left, Bo Bichette, 1/1. Nice. Like Blue Jays, you already kind of probably had your night made with the Vlad Guerrero, but top it off with a little Bo Bichette 1/1. Yeah, I'm about that. So what we're going to do now is recap. I'm not going to read everything off again because, you know, this is a huge stack of things and everything in here was a hit. So it would be just like doing the breakover. But we are going to flip through it again for anybody who missed part of it earlier, or if you're coming to the recap or whatever the case may be. After we recap, we will then take a look one more time at your anticipated shipping date. And we will also take a look at what's coming up in the days ahead. And Marty, yes, I do have more of this. Not a lot more, but a little more. All right, so let's roll through it. That was a Bo Bichette 1/1. Jamison Hanna. I said I wasn't going to read them all off, didn't I? We'll just read the names. Grant Levine, Josh Bro, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Carlos Hernandez, Lucan Baker, I can't even read those, Parker Meadows, Wander Franco, Jonathan Loasiga, Taylor Wiedner, Matthew Liberatore, and Tristan Casas. Juan Soto. Julio Pablo Martinez, Cole Roederer. There's Richardson for the Reds. Madrigal. This is Grayson Rodriguez. Louis Robert. Oh, I love that relic. That might almost be my favorite relic out of the thing, honestly. Caden and Andrew Kisner, Braxton Ashcraft, Jordan Adams, Griffin Roberts, William Contreras, Jeremiah Jackson, Xavier Edwards, Noelvi Marte, Seth Beer, that's also 1/1. We ended up with 3 1/1s out of this case, actually, I think. Will Banfield, Simeon Woods Richardson, Ronaldo Hernandez, Marco Luciano, Adam Kloffenstein, whichever it is, Fernando Tatis Jr., and we have Brady Singer, Chris Bubbick, Travis Swaggerty, Daniel Lynch, Ryan Rollison, Pete Alonso, Christian Pache, Alec Thomas, Matthew Liberatore. I know, it's a lot to recap. Mason Denneberg, Nico Soto, India, Mauricio, Connor Scott, DJ Peters, Ryan Weathers. Grayson Janista, O'Neill Cruz. That is Nolan Gorman, Logan Gilbert, Ronnie Mauricio, Nick Schnell, another 1/1 here, Michael Grove, Fernando Tatis, Josh Stowers, Bo Naylor, Mike Ciani, Jake McCarthy, Bryce Terang, Ronald Acuna, Seth Beer, Jesus Sanchez, Valera, Coar, and Cole Winn. All right, so that is the break. That's the recap. But let's do our little spreadsheet run one more time for those of you who might have missed it earlier or you just want to catch up on what's what. So Thursday, that's when I'm hoping and expecting to get it out the door. If something happens and my week goes crazy, it could slide to Friday. If something happens and say, oh, I don't know, I don't sleep enough, we might be able to get it out sooner if I stay up all night, one night. You never know. So Thursday's the best estimate. As always, I will get it to you as quickly as I can. If you got skunked in either break tonight, you are still going to get a package in the mail. It will have consolation card or cards in it, and sometimes people have luck with those. So at any rate, you're definitely going to get something. Anytime you do a paid shipping break, there will be card shipping to you. Here's what's coming up in the days ahead. So tomorrow night, we're going to do a case of Optic Baseball. Wednesday, we have 2 new releases. We're going to open them both. A half case of Immaculate Baseball, which also typically has pretty good relics in it, and a 12-box inner case of Certified Football. On Thursday, we're going to do Allen & Ginter Baseball, half case, start of a new case. Also, Wednesday, we're starting at 9:15, by the by. On Friday, Archive Signature Series Active Player Edition. Elements Football again, and Encased Basketball is a new release for Friday, so we'll bust into that as well. On Saturday, we're going to open Immaculate Baseball and Certified Football. That's as far as we've gotten. That's as far as Saturday. So that has got it covered for me tonight. As always, I appreciate you being here. I hope I will see you again tomorrow night, but if I don't see you then, hopefully I will see you again sometime soon. And Marty, I will probably get that Trinity up and running most likely about this time next week. We'll probably break Trinity again, maybe even a week from tonight on Monday, a week from today. Probably right in that range. Monday, Tuesday, somewhere in there of next week, we'll break Trinity Baseball again is my current plan anyway. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Enjoy your week ahead. We will see you the next time. Bye now.